YouTube vlogger did a while ago. I just saw a vlog of a rebel that opposed. I thought this would be relevant for him. About the Jesuits in China. And he mentioned this guy, but I don't think he mentioned the machine he made, the seismograph he made, which is what I think the Jesuits got. Anyway. That's the guy.
Zheng applied his extensive knowledge of mechanics and gears in several of his inventions. He invented the world's first water-powered armillary sphere to assist astronomical observation, improved the inflow water clock by adding another tank, and invented the world's first seismoscope, which discerned the cardinal direction of an earthquake 500 kilometers, 310 miles away. He improved previous Chinese calculations for pi, in addition to documenting about 2,500 stars in his extensive star catalogue. Zheng also posited theories about the moon and its relationship to the sun. Specifically, he discussed the moon's sphericity, its illumination by reflected sunlight on one side and the hidden nature of the other, and the nature of solar and lunar eclipses. His Fu, or Rhapsody, and Shi poetry were renowned in his time and studied and analysed by later Chinese writers. Zheng received many posthumous honours for his scholarship and ingenuity. Some modern scholars have compared his work in astronomy to that of Greco-Roman Ptolemy. But that earthquake machine, I had a book when I was a kid. I got his book for Christmas. Like weird things, like 50 man inventions or something. That was in it. The clock, the seismoscope. Find a link to the seismoscope. Yeah. He drops a ball from the dragons into the frog's mouths. It's bizarre. The Leonardo da Vinci of ancient China was Zheng Heng, 79 to 139 AD. An inventor, astronomer, engineer, scientist, scholar and artist. His most intriguing design, created almost 200 years ago, was the decision that the first earthquake sensing device invented, this ancient art science sculptural instrument named Haofeng Di Dong Yi, could remotely detect earthquakes hundreds of kilometres away. Known as a seismoscope, this inertia sensing instrument was the very beginning for the sciences in the field of seismology. Zheng Heng believed that earthquakes were caused by wind and air. The chief cause of earthquake is air, an element naturally swift and shifting from place to place, as long as it is not stirred, but lurks in a vacant space. It reposes innocently, giving no trouble to objects around it, but any cause of concern coming upon it from without rouses it or compresses it. and drives it into a narrow space, and when opportunity of escape is cut off, then, with deep murmur of the mountain, it roars around the barriers, which after long battering it dislodges and tosses on high, growing more fierce the stronger the obstacle with which it is contended. To indicate the direction of a distant earthquake, Zheng's device dropped a metal bronze ball from one of 8 tube projections shaped as dragon heads. The ball fell into the mouth of a corresponding metal object shaped as a toad, each representing direction which the seismoscope wave was travelling. His device had 8 mobile arms, 8 directions connected with cranks having catch mechanisms at the periphery. When tipped, a crank and right angle lever would raise the dragon head and release a ball supported by the lower jaw of the dragon head. The seismoscope device also included a vertical pin passing through a slot in the crank, a catch device, a pivot on the projection, a sling suspending the pendulum, an attachment for the sling, and a horizontal bar supporting the pendulum. Right, so it's just an amazing thing. Just amazing. Okay. So you can know it for yourself. I'm not going to show all this, but
this golden seismograph conserved at the National Museum of China resembles an appearance of beer barrel.
beautiful, isn't it?
Walls we find perched 8 dragons evenly distributed, their heads looking down
How
while
odd,
their
eh?
jaws stand slightly open. Within each of their jaws lies a small bronze ball.
2,000 years before that Jesuit guy got
Oh,
there, they had
genius!
that.
Just why that? Why?
Toes on all fours on the ground, with their heads raised and
It's a machine like today. We just build a box, don't we, and cram it all in. But that's just beautiful.
And that guy got the credit in the Western world, and the Jesuits became the fathers. The science of the Jesuits was seismology, but that machine was invented 2,000 years before he got there.
foremost restore zheng. However, due to the scarcity of the national records upon which
He built
his
it.
reconstruction
Someone back engineered it as usual and copied it.
would not work as a reliable predictor of earthquakes. As we open up the seismograph, we immediately find that its internal structure is composed of 2 main parts. At the center of the seismograph lies a copper column surrounded by 8 levers in all directions. These connect with the dragons perched upon the outer walls of the device. When the earthquake occurs,
So when the Jesuits taught the fucking Chinese all about seismology, it was fucking Chinese. That guy got access to all the observatories and everything, so he must have had access to that machine. Can't remember his name, that fucking, you know I'm on about law. Rebel that applause, just done a vlog about him. I just thought I'd show this just to compliment that Rebel.
the central copper column incline itself towards a given lever, which will activate the mechanism in the outer wall's corresponding dragon. It will in turn release the ball in its mouth and thus report the direction of the earthquake. However, in reality, the movement of the seismograph's bronze column will be very random. Furthermore, man-made tremors and natural tremors cannot be differentiated. This all made this particular reconstruction of the
Hey, I'll leave it at that.
ancient seismograph.
Get the idea, everyone. Right, thanks for watching. See you all later. Take care.